We're gonna get started. So today we're going to do a specific mudra, and it is the index finger and the little finger touching, and then the thumb touching, and the other two fingers are like this. So it kind of looks like this. And aim of mudras is to channel the energy. So when we have our hands open wide like this, the energy goes out. The energy goes through the body and then goes out. And when we have it like this, the energy circles back into the body. So goes out of the little fingers and goes into the other hand. That's why, there's many meanings to mudras. I will at some point share some knowledge of mudras here in the Facebook group. There's lots of meanings to mudras, but the main meaning is to keep the energy within. When we meditate, we are generating positive energy in our body, and we want to contain that energy within our container, which is the body. So mudras are done to keep that energy that we're generating within our body. And you have energy healers and Reiki practitioners that generate positive energy within their body, and then with their hands they heal other people, because the energy goes out through their hands into the other person's body, or whatever they are healing. So that's just a quick recap or knowledge on the aim, the objective, why we do mudras. And then obviously there's different positions of the hands and different reasons why we do those positions. Today we're going to do this one. And then you just rest your hands wherever they work for you. So close your eyes and just start to connect to your breath. If you just arrived and you're settling into your posture, make any adjustments, whether that's in your cushions or in your legs. Make any adjustments to make sure that you're going to be completely and fully relaxed for the next 20 minutes or so. And now start to connect to your breath if you haven't already. And here we just want to bring our focus, our attention to the breath, which is happening naturally by itself, without our interference, without our input. The focus on the breath is very gentle, is not forceful. And you might not feel yet that you're able to focus on the breath without interfering with the way you breathe. But the more you practice, the easier it gets. And with the practice, you're able to get to a point where the breath is happening and you're just witnessing, or you're just standing back, noticing the movements of the breath, the action of breathing. It's almost as if there is a separation between you and the breath. And now let's bring our attention into the chest area. Noticing the space into the chest area, all the way from the collarbones down to the rib cage, all the way from the right shoulder to the left shoulder. Notice every area, notice the space in every area in your chest. And now go underneath the skin, underneath the physical structure of the chest, bones, connective tissue, muscles. And see if you can notice the empty space of the chest. The space within space in your chest. And now we're going to fill that space with the color blue. And if colors are not your strength, if you find it challenging to visualize the color blue and you're more kinesthetic, go more for a feeling. Fill the space with a feeling of love. And if the feeling of love is not something that comes easy for you, think about someone or something that you love. Hold on to that feeling and transport it into your chest. And if you're able to fill up the space with the color blue, then you add the love energy to that color. And we're just using different techniques to get us to the feeling. The most important thing is being able to feel, in this case, the love energy, whichever way you get there, whether that's through imagining a color or filling up the space with warmth, loving feelings, or whether it's thinking about something or someone that makes you raise the energy of love. I'll give you a few minutes for you to marinate, to dwell into this love feeling. you get distracted, your mind will be taken into some other places, and then you just bring yourself back into feeling the love and filling the space in your heart, in your chest, with that energy of love. And then we're going to push the boundaries a little bit and practice generating love for yourself. This is one of the hardest things that we as human beings do, is to love ourselves more than we love others. And this might not come easy for you, so just do the best you can. If it comes easy, then it's great. The truth that is all the love that you need is within you. But we're so used to go outside looking for love. And I want you to remember a time when you were young, maybe 5 years old, maybe 6, maybe 12, maybe 16, 20, doesn't matter. Your best memory of a time where you honestly felt in love with yourself. You loved yourself. And if you can't remember a time because maybe what you remember is never loving yourself, then bring an image of a time that you remember when you were young and pretend. The reality is that sometimes some of us have not been giving too much attention to love feelings and cannot remember a time where we felt in love with ourselves. And not remembering doesn't mean that we never felt it. It just means we don't remember. So sometimes we have to fake it. We have to pretend to reignite the feeling again. And you can pretend that that young person, that yourself when you were young, is someone else, just so that you can reignite that feeling. So go back in time, find a memory of you when you were young, reignite that feeling of loving yourself, and zoom in to how you felt. And more important, zoom into why you felt that way. Why were you so in love with yourself? And marinate in that for a little. It's normal if the mind gets a little bit lost and distracted with other things. We just need to keep bringing the mind back to the practice of feeling the energy of love, whether that's bringing it back to the chest, filling up the space with that energy, or bringing it back to your younger self. Just the action that you noticed that you got lost in thought, that your mind wandered, is an indicator that you're present, that you're paying attention. Now I want you to bring your attention back into the chest area. Notice the space in the chest. And notice if anything has changed. Is it more spacious? Is it lighter or heavier or contracted? Do you have more feeling around it? Or it's still the same, nothing changed? And there's not a wrong or right answer here. It's just about tuning in and noticing how you're feeling and being really present to any change or no change that might have taken place. Sometimes the changes are so subtle that we need to pay a bit more attention to notice them, especially with meditation. The practice of meditation is a lifelong practice, and it takes time for us to even realize and notice any changes that we are creating in ourselves. Sometimes the transformation is so subtle that it's not even visible to our human eye or to our human perception. And that's why meditation is compared to a lotus flower that grows in the murky waters. And it goes through the very dark, dirty water unnoticed. And then when it reaches the top, it opens the 1,000 petals as it reaches light and clear space. And meditation sometimes can be a bit like that. You can spend months and years growing through the darkness, or feeling like not much is happening, or it's very messy, it's uncomfortable. And then at some point you start to reach places of lightness, space, enlightenment, rising up. And it doesn't matter which meditation practice you do. What matters is consistency. What matters is your intention. And what matters is what you learn along the way. So whatever happened in today's meditation, it's not for you to use it to beat yourself down because it didn't go exactly how you wanted, or because you couldn't feel the energy of love. It's also not for you to feel like you're the master of meditation because you are able to feel everything, do everything exactly how it was requested. But it is about congratulating yourself for making the commitment. It is about celebrating that you've chosen to bring your focus, your awareness into raising the vibrational energy of your body. And you've done this first thing in the morning, getting yourselves ready, raising your vibration so that you're better prepared when life, world takes your energy away. You have now filled your cup up with love energy, whether you know it or not. And you're ready to take on the world that it's going to take little bits of that love energy from you. Or maybe not. Maybe your life is amazing, maybe you work with wonderful people, and you're going to keep filling up that cup with love energy. Because the love energy is the only one that you need, is the one that reigns the world, is the one that we need to govern ourselves and the rest of the world. You're more than welcome to stay in your meditation, stay there for a little longer. Enjoy a moment of peace and quiet. And if you're finishing your meditation with me, or even if you're finishing a little bit later, I would invite you after the meditation to write down 10 things that you're in love with, or 10 things that you loved about that younger version of yourself, or 10 things that you love about your life. It doesn't really matter what it is, but writing down those feelings of love are going to reinforce in your nervous system, in your brain, how you want to feel, how you love feeling. And it's all part of the process of raising your energy, raising your vibration. It's just another way to fill your cup up with a higher vibration for you to take on today. Namaste, everyone. Thank you for meditating with me. Have an amazing day.